This is William from New Zealand again. Well, we're all in the lockdown, so I thought it's an ideal time to put up a new clip. I've got a mega battery now. Um, in fact, my battery's too big now because I've been exporting power all night. Still can't get rid of all of it. But what I've got at the moment is, because we're on lockdown, I've been building portable battery packs. So just for the hell of it, I've connected all of them together. So at the moment I've got about 120 kilowatt hours, and on the roof I've got 41 panels, so with about a 12 kilowatt system there and 120 kilowatt hours of battery. It's just tremendous. In fact, I, I actually got to change the inverter voltage, and this is a trick which is actually working pretty well. I put the voltage up in the day, so it's I managed to get all the batteries full. Then I turn the voltage down in the evening, and I basically export power right through the night. In fact, yes, I export right until the next morning when the sun rises, and then the battery would have dropped a little bit. On an average day now, I'm exporting about probably 60 kilowatt hours. So looking at the batteries I've got here, in fact, I've got the one bank on the wall, which is 7 stacks of 7. And then I've got 6 stacks. The smallest stacks you're seeing there, these are actually portable units, which I've got an inverter on. It's an inverter charger. So they're ideal as a standalone system, because a person that hasn't got a hybrid or a battery ready inverter could actually plug one of these in just to any outlet in the house and charge it up in the day, and then get to the evening, plug in any individual appliances into it. So I've been experimenting with them. They're working really well. And then I've got a plug on the side so they can daisy chain one to the other. They're not completed yet. They're all in proto stages, but at this stage I just thought plug the whole lot in together. That's the battery bank on the wall. Then of course inside the house I've got the original big battery, which is all part of this. Oh really, I'll get there and just switch the light on. Yep, that's the big battery. So altogether there's 120 kilowatt hours, and yeah, it's a whole lot of fun, because I mean, it doesn't matter what you put on. It's crazy although it's I guess in the winter it would be really good, because I don't need sun for probably 3, 4, 5 days, in fact. And yeah, it's quite a setup. I need to neaten up all these wires a bit, but at this stage it's everything's working pretty well. The balancing side of it is yeah, I've varied my opinion a bit on that. When you got modules like these are all Nissan Leaf Generation 2, when you've got them all in so many of them in parallel, I find all those units that I've got without balancing on them, they stay in better balance than the Batrium system that I've got on, that's balanced, keeping them in balance to a point, but not as accurate as the ones that don't have balancing on, and they tend to be balancing themselves. So yeah, that's been pretty interesting. Every one of those batteries you've looked at, and some of them, those 7 stacks are all in series. In fact, all 7 in series. Some of those I've had running now for near a year, and they so in balance it just isn't true. I think the controlling of the battery, which I'm using chiefly the Solar X as the main inverter for the house, as the hybrid import export, that one, it's controlling how much the batteries get charged. And I think the charging, the upper charging and the lower charging is the important thing to the batteries, more than the balancing, because so many of them in parallel can't really go to balance. I've got a few packs I've built for other people, and they've got no balancing on them whatsoever, and they've stayed in perfect balance. So yeah, the balancing is a bit of a debatable one at the moment. I've got the Batrium on this, but soon I'll be throwing that off as well. I've just found that it's fighting against the accurate balancing that the batteries are doing themselves. So yeah, I'll put up a few more as we go, because I'm having this big system running. I've had all these connected for a few weeks now, ever since we sort of slowed down and we've been in the lockdown. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. Okay, that's for now, and bye bye.